Today's Friday, August 4th, and it's 10:46 p.m. Eastern Time. For future reference, this is a chart review of a position I'm currently holding involving SOFI Technologies. The ticker symbol is SOFI, and as of today's closing price, the stock ended the trading week at $9.50. So this is a chart set up at the 6,000 tick level, which means each candlestick represents 6,000 trades consisting of both the buy side and sell side. And this is the current candlestick right here prior to the stock market closing. And right below that, there's a little meter, and it's tallied up 1,165 trades for this candlestick having been executed so far. So when this hits 6,000, a new candlestick will then be created. Now, in addition to this layout, I did overlay support resistance levels. These gray horizontal lines, I have one pegged at 1107. I have one at 947 on this specific layout right now. So going back to early this week, SOFI hit a high of $11.70. And since then, it's been stair-stepping its way to the downside to the next or current support resistance level of 947. However, leading into today, to Friday's close, during this time period, their price just went sideways. And during this time period, I thought there would be an opportunity to enter a short position for the possibility of a continuation to the downside, or a potential move to the upside to retest 1107 due to the fact that there was a major catalyst in news. I believe it was the jobs report that was being released this morning, pre-market, and based on the media's response, the market interpreted that information as negative, putting negative pressure on the stock market. It was there was a move to the upside in the beginning, but then heading into the afternoon session, price started fading to the downside. So, but when this candlestick started forming and there was a continuation, slightly a little bit, I took that as my entry. So what I did was I entered a position to short the stock. I didn't short the common shares. I shorted via option contracts. Specifically, I selected the August 18th expiration date, the monthly expiration date, and I selected the $9 strike price. So relative to the closing price of $9.50, I'm anticipating that the stock price will be at or below $9 by on or before August 18th. When I entered this position, the stock was quoted at $9.65. You can see here that since I entered, the price started going against me. The trade started going against me. Fortunately, it started rolling over heading into the afternoon session and into the close. So if my assessment is correct, if price doesn't hold at 947, the next level I'm looking at is 857 for price to possibly hit or maybe go past it heading into next Friday's close. So, but that's still a week away. So with all that said, switching over to the trade tab, right here on the option chain, I have a flag position here indicating my position involving the August 18th expiration date. So the details are, just as I mentioned earlier, it involves a $9 strike. I'm on the put side. Now I did pick up 20 contracts. All 20 contracts expires worthless in 14 days. So that's what this 14 is pertaining to. Now my entry price, I was able to average down to $19.40. Right here it's showing 19 cents, but I'll get into that in a little bit. And since I entered the trade and the stock price has been pulling back, the premium is now quoted at $24.50, and the P&L is reflecting a positive balance of $102. So doing the math real quickly, so when trading options, each option contract consists of 100 shares of the underlying security, and that's what this 100 is pertaining to. So the entry price here is at 0.194 times 100 shares per option contract. So one contract is valued at $19.40. I picked up 20 contracts. So not including commission, this is a $388 trade to hold 2,000 shares of SOFI for 14 days. Now, the alternative was to short the common shares, right? So using the $9.65 as my entry price, as what I shown in the chart layout, if I was to have shorted 2,000 shares of SOFI, then the margin requirement or the margin to risk was would have been $19,300. So I didn't think it was wise to risk that much capital on a high risk trade, considering the market has been bullish, so we could see a sharp reversal to the upside next week. So I didn't want to risk $19,000. I would rather risk like $400 to hold this stock. So that is the status of this position and the rationale for my entry. So for the purpose of time, I will pause it here. I'll pick it up late next week, or if something more significant does occur, I'll do an earlier update. But until then, more to follow. So a quick status check. Today's Friday, August 11th, and it's it's actually midnight at this point. So just an end of the week update on the SOFI position. Today, the stock price ended at $8.65 per share. And as I had mentioned last week, there was, if price was going to fail at support at 947, then the next level would be 857. And sure enough, like clockwork, it appears the market knew what it was talking about. Price is literally holding at support at this price level here at 857. So switching over to the trade tab, the position is now up $580. The premium is now quoted at $49 per option contract, as my entry was at $19.40. So trade is still working in my direction. There's 7 days remaining in the life of this contract, or in the life of these contracts. But considering how volatility is starting to pick up over the past few days in the stock market, heading into this month's expiration Friday for all monthly option contracts, this will be an interesting week. Volatility could spike the market down, and that would bode well for this position. So what I'll do is I'll pause it here again, and I'll pick it up end of the week or whenever I decide to close this contract. Again, I don't think I'll hold it out for the entire 7 days. Actually, there's only 5 trading days left. I don't think I'll hold it out. Maybe I'll close it out by Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know. But we'll see what kind of price action is generated by the volatility in the markets. So until that next update, more to follow. So another quick update. Today is Tuesday, August 15th, and it's 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. So during the trading session, price fell below my support resistance level, ending the day at $8.37 after hitting a low of $8.28 before the market closed. So if the trend does continue and continues fading to the downside, the next support resistance level I have is $7.87. This is the price I would really like to close this trade out. So with 3 days remaining, this is where price is right now. So switching over to the trade tab, the overall P&L is reflecting a positive balance of $920, of which $460 was just from today's move to the downside. The premium is now quoted at $66, as well as the contracts being designated ITM or in the money. But the most important number out of all of this is this number right here. With 3 days remaining, price can or will be speeding up with expiration Friday fast approaching. So if the trade does go against me the rest of the week, then this profit will get wiped out very quickly. However, if price does continue trending towards the downside, then the P&L will increase just as well. So that's the current status. So I'll pause it again, and the next update will most likely be the last before I close that, close this trade. So until that next update does occur, to be continued. Just another update. Today is Thursday, August 17th, and it's 10:44 a.m. Eastern Time. So status check on the SOFI trade. As of the time of this recording, SOFI is trading at $8.24. This is the current 6,000 tick candlestick right here, which started trading at 10:13 this morning. You can see here that SOFI hit a low of $8.18 heading into yesterday's close. So with all of that, switching over to the trade tab, the position is now up a little over $1,100. The premium is quoted at $75.50. And considering that these contracts are designated ITM or in the money, of all the values here, this is the most important one. There's only 1 day remaining for the life of these contracts. And I'm considering closing this trade out today, because if there's a significant move to the upside tomorrow, it could wipe out the entire portion of this profit. So I want to protect it as much as possible. So I'm going to see if I can close this out at $77. So switching over to the chart for this contract. So if I switch over to the contract, so here, this is the SOFI contract for the August 18th expiration with a $9 strike price. So if I open up Active Trader, so if I close it out at 77, that's $1,140 profit right there. So I'm going to put that order in to close, because here, this is the 20 contracts I have, so I'm going to place an order here to close it out at 77. So that order is just sitting there. What I'll do is I'll pause it, or I'll probably let it record for a little bit and just wait for price maybe to come up and close me out. I'll give that like another minute or so. I don't want to record this too long and drag it out. So if price could just come up and close me out at 77. So the bid price is 73, the ask is 76. So I have to sell it at the bid price. So right now my order is right here. So if I was going to close it out at 73, it could close me out right here, considering this is the bid price. And okay, I'm going to go ahead and pause it, and then I'll see if I could start recording if price comes up and closes me out today. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and close it out at 73, because if the market starts curling to the upside, let me see if I can close that at 74. So the bid and the ask is now 73, 74. Let me see if I can get closed out here. There, I closed that out at 74. So that's it for this trade. I was fortunate enough to capture the whole thing. So if I show trades, let me see here. So this is at the 2-hour time frame. So each candlestick represents 2 hours worth of trading. Let me see if I can adjust this. Okay, so here are my trade confirmations. So here, this is where I bought those contracts. So here's the confirmation bubble at 20 at $19.40. This was back on August 4th. And then here's where I closed it out. I closed out the 20 contracts at 74. So that's it. So if I switch over to the position, I don't have any more contracts open. It's zeroed out. And yeah, so good trade. I mean, I sat here for almost 2 weeks on this trade, but again, I was fortunate enough to capture this whole thing prior to the breakdown when price was above $9. So until the next setup, I'll see you.